We all know that we should declutter our homes, and we do know why we should declutter, and we probably even know the reasons for the clutter in the first place, which is basically buying too many things, owning too many things. But I do want to dig a little bit deeper as to the why we have so much clutter, or more so, how does this clutter enter so easily back into our homes, even though it seems like we keep decluttering it all the time. Because if we know the reasons why the clutter keeps coming back, we're gonna have a much easier time eliminating that from our homes. And we're gonna start with the first one, which is convenience has a price. So, what do I mean by that? Is we buy too many things and get too many things because it is so convenient to do so. First of all, we have everywhere where we go on social media, watching TV, and there is an ad, there is almost always some buy now option that makes it so easy for us to click that button and get something. So we do that because either it is just something that we saw on an advertisement or some influencer has shared and it looks cool, it looks something that would be useful or helpful to your home, and we buy it on an impulse. We don't really think it through. How are we gonna maintain that item? Where are we gonna store it? We just kind of buy it because it looks good. Or we use that option of buy it now because maybe we are looking for something in our home and we cannot find it, and instead of spending a little bit more time on looking for it, we just buy it because it's only costing, let's say, $10, and it's gonna be at your doorstep within the next few hours sometimes. So it's just so convenient, we tend to do it, and that's how we end up with more and more stuff. The other part, the convenience part I'm talking about, is subscriptions. And I'm talking more specifically about, when I think most of the stores have it now. I know I use it from Amazon, where if you're using specific items, you can just put them on subscribe, and I think it's called subscribe and save option. So, let's say a soap or laundry detergent, things of that nature. So, things that we use all the time, instead of thinking about it or running out of them, we put it on this auto subscription and it keeps coming, which is a great feature. However, oftentimes, which is part of the reasons why I'm having to redo what I'm doing right there, is when we do that without checking each month if we actually need it for the next one, we might end up with too many of one thing. And that's how we have too many things. And if it's something that has an expiration date, so think about things like from a pantry, then you're gonna end up throwing stuff away. And it just creates more and more clutter, more and more things. So if you are an impulse buyer, maybe instead of getting something right away, maybe just putting it in your cart and giving yourself a rule, hey, if I still really want it tomorrow, then I can get it. If it's a subscription, it's getting into the habit of really checking before, you get notified. The email comes in the inbox, hey, you're due for an auto renewal of those items. Go ahead and check. And if something is, you already have too many of one thing because you haven't used up, let's say, your dish soap, then just cancel it for next month and resume it for the next one. It's so easy actually to do, but because we get so busy, we forget about those things, and again, we end up with too many things. So let me know if you're guilty of that. As you saw as I was putting stuff away, I did have too much of a dish soap, and I think that was a combination of the subscription plus my husband buying things at the same time as I did without communicating. So again, we're gonna use it up, but that's just an example of how sometimes we get too many things. The other one is for me with beauty products. I ordered it from Dime, and it's, you can choose how often you're getting, but I missed one where I could skip a month because I already have enough, and I ended up with too many things because I just don't use them as often or as much as I guess they think I will use them. So if you're struggling with any of those, make sure that you implement some things to help you with, getting handle of that convenience over actually something that you need for your home. The second reason why we tend to have too many things or how clutter keeps getting back into our house is that organization that we do have is not working for our home. As you saw at the beginning of this video, I had those items organized in like bigger bins, the ones that are kind of on a shelf above as well. And I had one bin for, it was more like a beauty supplies or personal hygiene stuff, and the other one was for cleaning. And I had those bins for probably a couple of years, and they did work for quite a while. But lately, I have been noticing that the way I have it organized does not let me see actually what I have. And guess what was happening? I was overbuying things because I thought I was running out of something, and in actuality, I was not. It was just kind of buried in that box, or it was the other way around. We randomly would realize we're running out of something and we no longer have hand soap because I thought we had an extra in the bin and we did not. So, this is one of the examples where organization did not work for me. The way I decided to organize it was not functioning for me and my family because it was giving me then either too little of an item or too much of an item. So that's why I reorganize it and kind of put it out in the open so I can quickly see what I have and what I don't. So that's gonna help me not buy too many things. That's gonna help me hopefully with the convenience thing we talked about in the previous point about just buy it now because I cannot find it, because now it should be pretty easy to find it, and subscriptions as well because I can easily scan my shelf over there and see what I actually need from Amazon in the next subscription coming up in a month. The other part of the problem with organization, which I shared in this channel many times, when I was decluttering years ago, when I first started, the biggest mistake I was always making is buying things to help me organize my clutter. That's literally what I was doing. I was watching a lot of videos on social media, on YouTube, and so how everybody had this, was going to this decluttering session and then just put it in nice containers and everything was looking so great. And what ended up happening for me is I was organizing my clutter. Instead of actually decluttering and getting rid of things, I was organizing things to look pretty. So what I have learned through that journey is that one, I have to do the decluttering first, and then if I want to buy something nice to organize it with, I can do it at that point, but not the other way around. Because what we sometimes do is we have something in mind for organization, whether it's a container or a set of bins, whatever that may be. And we buy it because we think, okay, I have, let's say, this area in my basement, like I am doing, that is very cluttered. So I want it to look pretty. I want it to be organized. I want to get rid of clutter. But when you buy stuff before you declutter, you end up buying things that might be just filling the shelf in there. So it might be a bigger bin, a bigger shelving unit, whatever that is. And when then you start decluttering, you are getting rid of stuff, just enough of it for it to fit into the organization unit or whatever you bought. So you're not really decluttering, you're just organizing your mess, and you're adding organizational bins and containers, what have you, ultimately further cluttering your stuff. Because then even if you declutter enough, now you have this wonderful organization unit you bought, and now it doesn't have enough stuff. It kind of looks weird, so let's just fill it up with extra stuff. And it's like this vicious cycle. So if you have that problem where you are trying for things to be nicely organized in nice containers, bins, whatever you kind of have in mind, that is still great. It's just declutter first and then organize as a second step so you can buy something that is actually what you need to organize the things that you have, and not organize more things so you don't end up buying more stuff. And the last reason why the clutter keeps coming back into our house so easily is because we have habits that create clutter. I know for me, one of those things is not putting things away where they belong. Instead of doing that right away, if I'm using something, I'm not gonna put it away somewhere because I don't know, I'm short on time or honestly feeling a little lazy, and I'll just put it, let's say, on a kitchen island, or my basement is a very good example of that. I'll just put it somewhere in a corner so I can get to it later. So it's not in my living space, it's further down, I don't see it, so it doesn't bother me, but it's not in its right spot. What that habit does is I am starting to create piles of stuff in my house. And the problem with piles is once you start one, it is so easy to keep adding to it. It's, I don't know what it is, but I know I notice that as soon as I put one thing somewhere, I will keep adding to it. My kids will keep adding to it. My husband will keep adding to it. And before we know it, like in here, we have a pile of random stuff that definitely doesn't belong, that should not be there. So if you have a habit like that, either start working on it, like I am constantly still working on it. Again, I still have a couple of areas in my house. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it's definitely still a work in progress. So if you are finding yourself in the same situation as I do, let's work this year on this habit of putting things where they belong, either right away or incorporating that into our evening routine or morning routine, wherever you find yourself having a little bit more time, and using that time for whatever we didn't have time to put away. That is the time of the day where we're gonna do it, because the dumping zones, the little piles, it just creates visual clutter. Like I said, we're gonna keep adding to that, and it's just not gonna help us with stopping the clutter from coming in and developing that habit of having a clean and clutter-free home. And the other side of having that habit that creates clutter is keeping too many things. So we are not getting rid of enough things. And that is especially true for definitely things that are sentimental in value for us, because those are really hard to get rid of. The just in case stuff, well, I don't really need it. I haven't used it in 2 years, but what if I need it, next year? What's gonna happen if I need it and then I'm gonna throw it away? I'm gonna have to buy another one, which brings me to another one, which is, but I spent so much money on it. I'm not gonna get rid of it now. I will use it someday. We have those reasons and those explanations all the time, that we don't get rid of stuff. We keep clutter in our home because just in case. The sentimental ones, those are, I don't have a good solution for it, because it's, I think it's an individual thing. But the just in case, or I spent a lot of money for it, those I know I learned from the minimal mom. Just put stuff like that in a box and put it somewhere, and then revisit it in a few months, and you most likely did not even think about the things in there and can easily get rid of it without even looking of what's inside. So that is definitely something that I would recommend. I have done it a few times for myself, because sometimes in the moment it's hard to get rid of things. We really think we're gonna need them, but if you put it away and if you don't find yourself wanting it, let's say in the next 6 months, then you definitely don't need it. And if you do, how hard is it to replace? How hard is it to buy something in a store? Going back to that first point we made about everything being so convenient, we can probably very easily replace it. So hopefully those reasons, some of them resonate with you. Hopefully that's going to help you eliminate the clutter from your home. And let's work this year to clearing off some of the spaces and maintaining our clutter-free home. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this type of video where it's a lot of talking and also not sped up organization or decluttering. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Strangers